Hello everyone and welcome back to another short video. Well, short is the usual 10 minutes. I made another thing. I made another object. It's an inlay again. This is something that, I just wanted to do one more, and I didn't really have a good idea until now. And I call it the sun ray inlay because kind of raised and pointy and stuff. But as you can see, I'm working with a base grid, so a base plane that I'm then using the extrusion tool on to shape. Here's something that is probably interesting. Whenever you have an object like this that is symmetrical, you can see the green line in the center of this, and you pull a line or a point or anything over the middle line, over the green symmetry line. If you move it afterwards without selecting it, the whole thing gets really, so it doesn't get messed up, but the directions of moving are inverted. So what I usually do, as you may have seen, is deselect whatever I'm working on, edge, face, point, whatever, and reselect it. This is basically the bit of wisdom I have today on the technical side. So whenever you can freely work over the symmetrical point without any issues. You just have to reselect whatever you're working on after doing that, so that the software, so the hexagon, actually updates the new position and the new side of the symmetry. So basically, if you don't reselect it, it doesn't update which side it is on, and then it gets wacky, but it doesn't break or anything. I'm sorry for my TH pronunciation. It's I'm not a native English speaker. Anyhow, at this point, I had a basic idea of how I wanted to shape this, and at this point I thought, okay, this is a bit simplistic. This is a bit. I want more content. Basically, I want this to have more pieces, more parts, more design. So I basically improved on the design. I worked out most of this, or the base design. I worked out in the 2D shape before I moved the points, and then I decided to relocate some of the points. Then I decided to reshape to add to the shape, and then I had to redo the points that I added, so pull them back in the foreground so I can adjust them before I pull them back in. Also, a lot of this is actually just really working the single points. Right now I'm working basically on point doubles, and this is so first I'm just making a vague shape. Basically, I'm doing the shape rather vague and keeping most of the stuff in the relation in the relation size, relative size it was. And as soon as I started like this moving single points, which is the part I'm working on right now, I'm basically you're changing the shape, you're changing the relation, and it is something to be done carefully. In other news, I'm thinking about the whole what I want to play. I looked into the Guild Wars 2, and while this is a game I will probably play sometime, I played so many MMOs. Like I started the channel with World of Warcraft. While I played World of Warcraft, so there's part World of Warcraft in this as well, and I will not let's play or use Guild Wars 2 footage on my channel, so I'll do another game. I haven't decided yet which one exactly, but there's a few I am thinking about. Yeah, but that's just on the side, so I don't know how soon I will actually resume playing games on the channel again. I'm currently revisiting a few old titles that I am definitely not good about to show on YouTube. Okay, anyway, at this point I actually made a mistake, and this is why you should save and why you should probably save multiple times. So after thickening this and smoothing this, I resized this a tiny bit, and the tiny bit was enough for me to not notice that the whole object, the whole inlay, is actually sticking away from the body. So on a later occasion I will actually have to revisit the whole shape and fix a lot of minor errors that started to be in there that I didn't see at the beginning. Right now I'm adding the typical gem shape. You know by now that I use this and I do these gem things, and yeah, I've added this. It's a really basic shape, it's a really basic form, but it's something different than usual, and yeah. Also, one piece of advice maybe, I usually make things much bigger than I need them to be, and then resize them smaller, because it's way easier working on a big object and manipulate this and then shrink it down to size, then work on a tiny object that is the size you want it to, but then you have to work on very single details. Like for example, this part I'm right now I'm just trying to focus in and find a good place. So yeah, as you can see, I want to make it as flat as possible, flat in there, so I have to really go into details here. This is why I'm zoomed in so much, so that I can just move this by micrometers basically, which I'm not really doing, but you get the idea. Yeah, and then I had to basically retouch the whole thing. You can see basically the areas where it's like where you can see white, where you can see full white. It's completely away from the body, so basically there's air, there's room between the Genesis 2 shape and the object that I made. And in the so when it is this lightish red, this rose color, this is basically when it's just overlapping once and not twice. So basically when the back side of this object is fused into Genesis 2. And what I'm going for here is basically a more or less the size where it's almost completely fused into Genesis 2, so that that it actually is not hovering over the skin, but it's embedded into the skin, which is the idea of the inlay in itself, like an embed into the body. I mean, it's not a thing, yes, that people have, but it's something that I just find generally interesting and cool. So this is why I'm doing these. And yeah, there will probably be more, but I think in the next time I will do the I will finally next week start with the lots of magic stuff again, and in between we'll do some footwear for Genesis 2 female, because there's still a lot of interesting high heels to make. So that's something that I will do for the rest of the year, maybe lots of magic and some other stuff in between. Okay, yeah, and that's it basically for this time. I hope the new additions in info pieces helped you, or help you in your own endeavors. And yeah, I look forward to seeing and hearing from you. If you have any ideas, just drop them below in the comments. Thanks for watching, and stay healthy, stay safe, and see you guys around.